and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
We are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
Or are you
Bob.
saying no? Okay, Brad, today we're going to talk about the 10 best exercises and tips for you say it.
Spondylolisthesis.
And Brad has it.
Right, grade 2.
So we're talking out to you people in the Spondy Nation here.
Exactly, exactly.
Brad is going to talk about the way he lives his life, basically.
Sure.
The things that you do and don't do in order to stay out of problems.
Yeah, I'd say it was 8 years ago. Kept on having this back pain, wasn't able to treat it anymore, and went and got x-rays and found out, sure enough, no wonder my back's been bothering me. It's had a big shift in the last, I really don't know exactly when it happened, but one way or another, let's talk about exactly what it is, Bob, real briefly. If you look at the back from the side view, you're going to find it can be in the neck, but normally it's in the lower back, usually L4 or 5 on S1, which the pelvis is in the way here. So we're going to look at these two. And actually, if I put my hand here, can you hold Bonaparte's hand there? And I grab here, I'm going to pull this vertebrae and all the vertebrae up above as a column and shift it this way so that this vertebrae is going to be hanging off the edge. And it's mechanically and anatomically incorrect. It's not the way your body is supposed to be. If we look at this representing L4 and this one, or L4 and L5, this vertebra shifts forward like this when they should be lined up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to come up closer and show you my x-rays, which these are from 2013, and I highlighted the vertebrae. You can see L4 and L5. Is that clear? Right here, we got a significant shift, and actually I have zero, absolutely no disc in there. As a matter of fact, the x-ray shows that it looks like the bone is starting to fuse together, which is a good thing, okay? I have a feeling this shifted, and I have a feeling it happened a few years before these x-rays when I had a backache for 2 years long. Anyways, now things are improving significantly. I was not running for a while. I used to be a runner. I took a few years off running. I'm back to running much more. I'm still not doing a marathon, but I can do 3 to 5 miles now, which is a big progress.
Brad's very diligent on doing his exercises, and you're very dedicated, and you know what things to avoid.
Right. That's the next thing I want to talk about. If you want to have success with your spondy, you need to avoid this motion or laying on the ground in this position or doing these press-ups like a lot of people with sciatica may do.
So that'll make things worse.
Exactly. Overhead work, you may not be thinking about this, but if you're washing the ceiling or if you're washing up high, doing some chores at home, that is going to give you a backache. People with spondy oftentimes complain about, like with me, if I go shopping and I'm just standing around watching my wife do the shopping, it gets, I'm bored anyways, and my back will start to hurt. So standing, sometimes for some people with spondy, walking, long distance walking is going to create pain. And with mine, I know I've got some stenosis involved because I used to walk, and after 3/4 of a mile, I'd get pain and numbness down one leg after 3/4 of a mile, very consistent. That has gone away now with the exercises and some of the things I'm going to show you.
Why don't you show what you do with standing sometimes, Brad? Don't you put the knee up and
right,
stretch?
Yeah, that's a good point, Bob. This always, either I sit down, which always feels good with spondy people. I shouldn't say always, but usually. But I'll do this simple stretch right here, and I'll stretch in deep like this, or like this, on whichever leg feels better. Usually it's my right leg, pretty consistently that way. You're going to find certain things that feel better for the individual. Not every spondy is the same.
Would it help just to do this, Brad, or not?
Normally that
does not help.
It helps a little bit, but if I sit on one side and I put all my weight onto my right ischial tuberosity, the pain goes way better too.
It does.
That's going to be different from person to person.
So yeah, it might be you might sit and try shifting one way or the other to see which one makes a difference.
Exactly. So as far as strengthening exercises, we want to work on core strengthening in the anterior region. Not so much important for the back muscles, but for the muscles here, because when you pull forward, that's going to keep them vertebrae from shifting further than they are. It's going to help stabilize the whole area.
If we have time at the end of the video, Brad, why don't we go ahead and show that?
Right.
We'll show some of those exercises.
Excellent.
By the way, if you are new to our channel,
Good point,
if you
Bob.
haven't already, please take a second to subscribe to us. We have the subscribe button over here. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day.
There you go.
So,
One thing I do suggest is that you get x-rays. Now, I got mine printed off because I want to have a history of this in case I go to a different doctor, a different hospital, and I want to see if I have a shift in here so I can compare 2013.
yeah, you want to see if it shifted more,
Right.
Or is it stabilized?
Right, exactly. For someone, if you don't have insurance, because when I went to the hospital, I just wanted this as a therapist. I wasn't concerned about having a radiologist read it. I just wanted to look at the gross anatomy of it. They would not do it. They had to have a radiologist. Cost me a couple $100. Right now, the next time I'm going to go is to a chiropractor that does it for about $50, and I can get the same information that I'm looking for. You may not feel comfortable with that, so then do whatever you feel comfortable, but get a history and keep track of it. Okay,
good.
Yeah. Another thing that really helps me out is swimming. I can get great exercise. I'm working my core, and it's not like that impact or the walking. That's the advantage of swimming. So swimming, I still, if my back is flared up, swimming still irritates it a little bit, so then I have to back off. One thing you will not want to do if you're a swimmer, and you probably will know this, is the butterfly. The butterfly puts a lot of extension on your back. I tried this just as at a lesson, and the instructor said, let's do some butterflies. It's like, okay, I'll try. Everyone else is doing it. I have to do it. I can't do it very well anyways. And I had a backache for the next day and a half.
So what stroke do you do usually?
I just crawl.
Okay.
The breaststroke I'll do for warm up for my shoulders.
That works out okay?
No.
It doesn't work either.
I'll do it to warm up my shoulders, but the breaststroke also will extend your back.
Worse.
Yeah, so avoid the breaststroke as well.
The more you go on your back?
The backstroke, yeah.
That would not be good either, right?
Actually, that doesn't bother. I let my legs, I don't kick a lot when I swim. This is on an individual basis with the swimmer as well. If you're a swimmer, you'll know what to do.
Sure, you'll know what strokes to
But
do.
it's a great way to do it. Now, bicycling, oftentimes bad for people's back because you're bent forward in this hunched forward position where it puts you more at risk for herniated disc. For a spondy person, it's usually more comfortable.
Right. It would be great for your spondy person.
Exactly. I'm going to take a minute. I used to be uncomfortable biking 15 years ago, hunched forward. And then all of a sudden, it felt good to go forward, but it hurt to go backwards. And that's about the time, I think, when I had that shift.
Sure.
So it was about 10 years ago when I realized that with my biking, things changed. So, you might notice that in your own selves, because I know when I was in my 20s, my back was very healthy and everything was lined up because I had x-rays from a chiropractor when I used to go to the chiropractor.
Sure.
Now I take care of myself. I do want to talk about back braces. We get people talking about back braces. It's a controversial subject, wouldn't you say, Bob?
Somewhat, although they have found that quite often it really works for acute situations.
Sure.
Like if your back pain just came on, they work out really well for that to help tampen down the pain. Now,
Sure.
chronic use of them, I know that might be a little more questionable, but there's some people I think they are appropriate for.
The argument is, well, if you got a back brace on, it's doing the work for your core. Then your core gets weak. When your back brace is off, you're more vulnerable to a back injury.
Right.
But that's not how I like to use it, and I don't instruct my patients to use them as they leave it on all day long and keep it tight. So you have to have a good brace for it, and I've got one. I've used a number of them. And this is a nice brace.
This was given to us by the way, Braceability. I'll put the link down below in the description, and I'll also put it on the screen here. They have some excellent braces. They're probably our favorite brace place.
Right.
So
And I'll demonstrate why I like it so much. I'm going to put it on first. Now, you can get these elastic back braces, which I have one as well, and you put it on here so it's loose. Right now it's loose, it's not doing anything, it's just hanging there. But when I decide I'm going to, like if I'm out and I'm doing yard work and all of a sudden I got to move this wood from this pile to here for 20 minutes of hard work, working my back, that's when I want to tighten this up and really support the back.
So really then your muscles are doing the work right now.
Right.
Right. And then when you need to just protect it, you can tighten it up. So it really is the best of both worlds here, Brad.
Exactly. So when you're working it hard, or let's say if you were in the gym, you keep it loose while you're working your core, but if you're going to do some squats or some deadlifts.
Where you need the protection.
Yep. Now watch this. Why don't you go and see if they got a good view of this.
Yeah.
This system works really good.
Oh yeah, you can see this come together.
And I'm not pulling real hard.
You're a little bit off center here, but
Yep.
that's all right.
Yeah, we can adjust.
Yeah, so you're a little more, there you go.
Right there.
About right
Yep.
there.
And then we just
Ooh, cool.
tighten it up.
Nice brace.
And
Yeah.
it really works well. Now there is another style of brace that have elastic tighteners where you go here and you can pull one up and tighten. And I like those as well. But this works a little bit better. It has a more positive
This
grip.
is called the Spine Sport.
Spine Sport, yep.
Yeah, and it's again braceability. It also has auto back on there, doesn't it?
Yep.
But
Now if I'm going to lift something up, I'm going to lift properly because this has reminded me and it's physically supporting and keeping my back where it needs to be. Now let's say I get done moving my wood at home because that's what I do when I have free time. I like to do yard work. I'm one of those kind of people. I'm going to go like this, loosen it up again, and then go about my other chores.
what I like
where I don't
is that
need
that's
it.
a very thin brace too.
Yeah, that's the idea.
yeah.
If it's that's the sport part about it. It allows
Right.
you mobility with the support.
Right, it gives
So-
the support in the area, but it's not so much that you can't even move.
Exactly.
So,
I won't promote a product unless I really like it.
Yeah.
And I like this one.
all right, thanks to Braceability for providing us with this brace.
And remember, Spondies, we got to stick together. So just send me a comment and I'll help you out any way I can.
All right, thanks for watching.